Today we're going to give you 5 tips on how to start a business from nothing.
Tip number 1, choose a talent or something you enjoy doing. In theory, you're going to be doing this a lot, so hopefully you will enjoy that thing. And for us, I really liked making things, specifically furniture, and we enjoyed doing DIY jobs on our house and home remodel type things, and so we chose to go that path.
Tip number 2 is to cut down on your personal expenses. So before you even think about jumping in on the business, you kind of want to take a look at your own personal expenses and get those in order. For us, that was taking a look at everything that we had going on and trying to minimize it as much as we could. So that was paying down on student loans, swapping out a car payment for a car we paid with all cash, even getting rid of cable, and then cutting back on groceries and out to eat food. And all of this, though, doesn't need to be perfect. We definitely were not perfect with it. We ate Qdoba way too much or had that nightly trip out to get Taco Bell. But the whole goal and purpose with it all was just to minimize as much as we could and get those in order before we added in expenses of a whole new endeavor.
Tip number 3, know where your startup money is coming from. Starting a business is not cheap in most cases. And so in really any case, you have to know where some money is coming from. And for us, that was coming from our 9-to-5 jobs. So we both worked full time, and we intended for this to be a side hustle that we funded one of our full salaries completely with the side hustle before we left. And we'll talk about how we did that transition in a little bit, but basically we had the full-time jobs, and that was how we funded the business in the beginning. We also took some of the early commissions we got and things like that and put it directly back into the business. So that money came in and it kind of went right back out to grow the business and make it better.
Tip number 4 is to tell everyone you know. Tell your friends, your family, your coworkers, and let them know what you're doing. And specifically, be confident about it. How you act about it is how everyone's going to respond. So be excited and they will show excitement. And this is kind of where you can grow your foundation of people that will follow you, support you, and kind of just help you get it off the ground.
Tip number 5, know when to jump all in. First off, we believe that it would be perfect if you could jump all in to any venture that you really care about right in the beginning. But sometimes money doesn't allow that, or situation doesn't allow that. So in our situation, there were steps to getting there. And we ideally wanted to replace one of our incomes so that we could essentially cover that, know that we were going to cover that income. And that just for us became, it just was going to take too long, or we weren't sure if we were going to be able to do it, because running the business after a full-time job was difficult. It was kind of taxing trying to get home from a full-time job, make dinner, clean up, and then do another job. So we just decided to jump, and that was 6 months in where I quit my job, and it ended up working out well, thankfully. It was a little scary. It was like one of those things that felt kind of like, well, I think this is the right thing. And I think sometimes in those situations, you just have to go with gut feeling. Like I said, I wish it was more based on numbers for us, but it was more based on, we believe we can do this, and have had a little bit of, enough interest to feel like there will be more interest. And that was essentially how we made our decision.
Yeah, and then I still was working a full-time job, which kind of left that security blanket for us. So we jumped all in, but not really. We still had my feet on the safe side. And that was for 2 years of the business. And then 2 years in, the business got bigger. We realized there's a lot more to a business than just making products. And so we kind of just took another one of those leaps, and I quit, and the rest is history.
Yeah, the history is still writing itself.
Yes, exactly. And so, to wrap this all up, our 5 tips on how to start a business from nothing are:
choose a talent or something you're good at.
cut down on your personal expenses.
Know where your startup money is coming from.
Confidently tell everyone you know.
And know when to jump all in.
So thank you for watching. We hope that these tips are helpful for you if you're trying to start a business or a new endeavor. And leave a comment below if you have a tip that could help someone out.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.